Alrighty guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So first off, I want to apologize because I haven't made a YouTube video in the past couple days or so. I'm sorry about that. I've been kind of busy with some other things and I just haven't gotten around to making a YouTube video. So right where we left off, we had our chat working pretty decent. I mean, not actually working, but the basis for our chat works pretty and looks pretty decent. So we have our chats page and we have an account page. So jumping right into this, the first thing we want to do is go to the Angular Fire Quick Start and just copy in. We don't need the AngularJS, but we need the Firebase and the Angular Fire. So we can just copy that in, go into the brackets, and in the index.html, we can just paste that in. I would paste that in right after Cordova.js. Sweet. Just like that. And then we already have all our chats. But I think we're going to start out in the app.js and start building our app. So the first thing, like always with any Firebase tutorial that I would make, is we're going to have to include Firebase. So just go like that, Firebase. And then we should be good in the app.js. But then in the controllers, then of course, we also want to include Firebase. So the first thing we're going to do in the chats controller, just get rid of all this junk, placeholder stuff, kind of, almost you could say. And of course, in the chats controller, we're going to do a bit different of a syntax in order to make this work. So after the chats controller, we're going to open up a regular bracket, and then inside of that, it's going to take in scope and Firebase. So, or $sign Firebase, obviously. And then we're going to hit comma, and then it's going to take in scope and Firebase. And also, for some things that we're going to need a bit later, it's also going to take in the root scope, because the root scope is actually going to be somewhat important. The root scope is going to allow us to access variables that were created in a different controller. So once all that's perfect, we're also going to, after this squiggly bracket, we're going to do another bracket. So just like that. Then we're set to go. So actually, just like that. So the first thing we can do is we can create a new reference to our Firebase. So var ref equals new Firebase. Just simple, this is just like what we did in our AngularJS tutorials. So then with that, what we want to do is create the Firebase reference, so HTTPS, then rt-chat, because that is what I have here in our Firebase. I created a new Firebase for this. .firebase.io.com. We'll just add a slash to that. So then we should be good to go. It's kind of weird. We forgot a comma here. No wonder it was kind of looking all weird and funky. Alright, that's better. So then the next thing we want to do after creating this Firebase reference is we want to create a new variable. So we're going to call this one sync. And it's just going to take the Firebase and actually turn it and make it into an actual Firebase to retrieve the object or the array of items from the Firebase. So then we can do scope.chats equals sync.$as-array. So what's going to happen here is we're going to set a global variable scopes that's going to be accessible in the tab chats equal to our Firebase, what we get back from it, as an array. So we can print out each different object individually. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to then start to make the chat. So if, or not if, why am I doing an if? Scope.sendChat equals function, and then it's going to take in chat, and then it's going to open up a squiggly bracket, and then inside of here we're going to do scope.chats.$add, open up that, oops, and a squiggly bracket, and then close it up. Sweet. Just like that. we can open up the chats. So inside the user, for now, let's see. Let's just make for now the user's always going to be guest. Until we implement Twitter, it's just going to be guest for now. So then the message will be chat.message. So once again, this is going to get all the things from the chats. And then inside, and then we can also, let's add that actually. I was thinking we could put in an image, but that'd start to get a bit complicated. Let's save that for later once we have the user logging in with Twitter. So just like that, after that, we should probably reset the chat.message to nothing. So then, once we're done with that, we can close that off, and I think we'd be good to go. So let's jump back into the tab-chats, and let's delete all this junk. I think this, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yes, this is all that we want to delete. So, in the tab-chats, we're going to actually create some divs for the Ionic framework to recognize. So this one, the class will be list, and then inside of here we'll do an A tag for a link, and then the class is going to be an item, and then item-avatar. So currently we won't have any actual avatars, but once we do, we can just save that so it'll look like that. So, and then of course we'll have an h2, and then this will be chat.user, and then a paragraph tag, and then inside here it'll be chat.message. Just like that, we should be good to go. So then we can create a form to actually send the chats, and inside the form we can do a div, and inside this div we can do a class. The class will be list. Then we can do another div inside of here, and then inside this one, the class will end up being item, and then item-input-inset. So this is going to be how we're actually going to create the form to send the objects. These are all just Ionic framework classes, which you can reference here under the docs, and in here under the CSS components. You can see all sorts of different Ionic framework classes. So then here we can just do one last thing. We can do a label, and then this is going to be class item-input-wrapper, and then inside here we'll do finally the input type. It's going to be text, and then the placeholder will obviously be message. So with that out of this button, then we could just add one more button, and it'll have the class of button, and then I think we should probably just stick with a button-positive, and then we can make it something cool like an icon. So an ion, and then this one in this case will be ion-ios7-chat bubble. I believe this is going to be the right class. And then this chat bubble will give it a cool looking icon instead of just text. So then we can just do ng-click equals send chat, and then obviously it's going to take in chat. But I just realized after placeholder we actually need to have ng-model equals, and then in our case it's going to be chat.message. So let's fire it up in the web browser. Let's see what the heck happens. So looking good so far. Looks a little funky, but let's try it out. So it doesn't perfect. It seems to work, but it doesn't seem to be pulling everything correctly. So I know exactly why that's the issue. We actually forgot to do right here in this avatar, we can do ng-repeat, and it'll do chat in chats. Sweet. And now, let's see. Perfect. What's up? Let's say. So yeah, and we got a nice chat icon. And the only little issue is this, but I'm pretty sure we can fix that. So let's just jump right back into here. And then right on the input line, let's go to, this is bad practice, but let's do an inline style, even though this is bad practice. Let's do background dash color, and then the background color is going to be just white. So then it looks a bit better, and then the final thing we just got to fix is, I believe it's this one, style, background dash color. I'll get this all cleaned up for next time. So then, perfect. And it's all saving in here in the Firebase, so looks like we're good to go. I'll get that all fixed up before the next video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If this helped you, leave a comment. Also leave a comment on what you want me to do next. I'm going to continue this tutorial a bit more, but there's probably not going to be that many more videos in this series, because we're just going to add some more Twitter, fix some bugs, and we might be done. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video.